Hello everyone, good evening. Today I'm going to take about that machine learning webinar series. I'm starting this new machine learning webinar series. I'm going to take um, a 5 or 6 session around the machine learning. So today the first episode of this webinar, how to build a smarter enterprises chatbots with Amazon Kendra. Introduction about me, I'm Shiva Sivamuthukumar, working as software architect, and I'm a tech speaker who speaks a lot of events and conferences. And I'm mainly focusing on cloud, mobile, IoT, and machine learning solution. I'm from Orlando, Florida. You can follow me on my social accounts in my Twitter, K Sivamuthu, and my LinkedIn. And I write a blog post on Dev2, so you can follow me there for blogs and the videos. So now let's start with the topic enterprise search. So what is enterprise search? Enterprise search is different from the traditional web search, right? Because the enterprise has a lot of data. So they have like the various data sources and also the data coming from the different data sources. And the main structure of the data is like it's mostly unstructured, right? If you want to search the data in the enterprise, most of the informational data, it's not in the structured format, everything is in the document and the unstructured format. But the enterprise search has like a lot of benefits when it comes to the digital transformation. The couple of benefits is like it's more precise in decision making. So in enterprise you need like a lot of data to drive your decisions, right? So I want to take a decision that's based on the data, and I need the potential to search the data so that I can take the decision based on the search what I'm expecting for. And also it's improving like a lot of cost effectiveness, because the better decision making, that's reduce a lot of cost around that, so that like your search results, it's tapping your cost effectiveness in your enterprise. And like more important stuff is in the search in the enterprise is better customer service. So whenever customer comes and asks the question, if it takes some time or if you are giving like irrelevant search results for your customer question, then you are losing the customer. The customer may go for like some other competitor, or like whoever giving the enough information and whoever giving the information pretty fast, they might go there. So how fast and how relevant your search results in your enterprise, that's drive your customer better customer service, and that drive your success in your business. And also it's boosting your employee productivity. So whenever you have like this enterprise search solution given to your employer, they are making these search results faster and better, and their productivity get increased, right? Let's say this example, right? I'm calling a customer service who is in internet service connection, right? I'm calling them and I'm saying like, okay, I need this information. What are the different speed types in my internet area, or like in my area, what are the different types of service you are giving for my area? If they want to collect that information by like go through that or by asking their manager or supervisor, so the time they are taking for the search results and the time they are giving like the better customer service, if it takes too long, the frustration level of the customer service that got like increased. And also the the person who is working, the employer who is working, their productivity is also getting lost. To get the simple information, they are waiting for like couple of minute or couple of hours, and also like they are asking their supervisor or someone who knows that information well, right? Not only that, if they're having like the enterprise search solution, the current enterprise search solution, that's providing the link of the document instead of like giving the answer, then that also drive case crazy. Because we cannot go through 100 pages of or like a 500 pages of documents to get the answer, right? We need that we don't need that like the keyword based search. We need like the search that's providing an answer that's coming from like the unstructured data. So that's the purpose, and also like that's the reason we need like the enterprise search, because enterprise search has like a really a lot of benefits. The only thing missing from the enterprise search right now is like how we are improving that search results back, how how relevant the search results coming to, and what are the different approaches we can take so that like we can give that fast and better search results. So that's a key point here. Like the search is key to the digital transformation. So if you want to if you want to like involve in this digital transformation, you want to transform your enterprise digitally, and you want to keep it like more advanced, then the search is like an important key. And also like the way how we are searching in the in our like enterprise or like in our data sources, that's like the more important key. So that's where the machine learning comes into the picture. So previously we are having only like the keyword based search. So the keyword based search is like you are having multiple data that's coming from different data sources, and the different data sources is indexed, and the keywords and the metadata, those get like indexed, right? So whenever you are searching, then the keyword would be matched, and that document would be coming as a search results. Now with the machine learning, instead of like having this document indexed, we are having like a deep learning capability to find that accurate result from the unstructured text or like the document and bringing that back. So that's a power of technology we are like tapping in. And today we are going to see like how we are going to do that, and what are the different ways Amazon Kendra is providing a facility to do this kind of enterprise search powered by machine learning. And when it comes to the enterprise search, we have like the three important factors. One is explore, um, how we are exploring our data, and the second thing is organize, or like how we are going to collect the data or like aggregate the data from the different data sources. Because when it comes to the enterprise, it the data source may not be in like a single place, right? It may not be in like, okay, let's say my database only in like a OneDrive or SharePoint, or like let's say S3 bucket, right? It's not the case when it comes to the enterprise, because it may come from like multiple data sources. For example, my all my FAQs in my S3 bucket, and all my sales data that's coming from like my Salesforce, and I have like a lot of social media data that's coming from like a different data source. So let's say like we have all these data sources. The main challenge here is how we are going to create a aggregated index from a different data source, and also like how that aggregate index is going to help in our search use case, right? So that's the second factor in enterprise search. And the third factor is like curate is like we are doing like um, curating this enterprise search results. For example, i need to uh, I need to boost the relevance of the data. For example, let's say like we have a conference website, and we are going to do the search for like every year for a let's say like when this event going to happen. If I asked in 2019, then it needs to bring all the information like the venue of the event, and also like where's the parking information, all that particular to that 2019 event. And the second thing is like when it's come to the next year, for example 2020, then all your data got changed, but with the same question the data got changed, right? So that's one thing. And also let's say like you have multiple data sources, and you need to boost the relevancy of one particular data source more important, right? So those kind of the curation we need to take care of that, so that like we are just like improving our search results back more. uh, and also like since it's in the machine learning world, uh, whenever the user is like giving the feedback, that means like whatever the search results that's coming back from the server, um, the user or customer may be like giving the feedback like, okay, this solve my problem 100 percentage. So this is like a good search results I'm expecting for, right? And also like, okay, this give me the partial information, I may need like more information for my questions. So those kind of like a feedback that's continuously improving the search results in the enterprise search. So because of like the machine learning and the deep learning capabilities, that's like a that's coming as a default because continuously it's learning its own based on the feedback we are giving. And a couple of key challenges in the enterprise search is, as I have said before, we have like a untapped potential of unstructured data. So we have like a lot of data that's residing in the unstructured data. We need to figure out where it is, and also like we need to bring that information back to the user so that like we are having that kind of potential from the unstructured data. And the second thing is like imprecise metadata. When it comes to the enterprise, the metadata of the document may not be updated more often. The metadata of the document is like who is the author of the document, when it's last updated, what is the version of the document, is there any new version available for the same information. So those kind of metadata that may not be like updated properly. So that is like one of the another key challenge when it comes to the enterprise search. And the other thing we have seen like the irrelevant search results and the scattered data that is constantly growing from the different data sources. And the final one is it's more difficult to set up when it comes to the developers. The reason is the data is coming from different data sources. So we need to build a lot of code around that so that like we are creating a unified experience, search experience that's tapping like multiple data sources and multiple data. So we need to build an infrastructure to hold that. We need to build on like a ETL pipeline to gather all the information, and we need to continuously index from the different data source. And how we are going to boost the relevance. So there are like a lot of factors involved that's making the enterprise search difficult to set up, especially for like developers. So with these key challenges, Amazon Kendra, Amazon Kendra, they have it's a enterprise search service that's powered by machine learning. So it's one of the machine learning service that's introduced by Amazon in last reInvent 2019. So what Amazon Kendra do is it's a highly accurate enterprise search service that's powered by machine learning, right? So a couple of things it's giving. One is it's it's taking the natural language, the powerful natural language service. So it's taking the question as a natural language question, and using the natural language processing (NLP), it's convert that text into like the search query where it's searching your unstructured data. So using this capability, it's like it's getting all the information whatever it user asked in this natural language. So that's like one of the major benefit when it comes to that the Amazon Kendra. And another thing is it's getting rid of all the information silos. That means it's creating a centralized location. You can quickly search all your information to find the best answer. So using its data sources and connectors, it's connecting all the different data sources. And finally it's generating like the centralized location, centralized index, so that like you are searching that index, and the different data from the data sources that would be continuously synced into that. I will show the demo how that looks like. And finally, like it's constantly improving your search results based on the feedback, and also you can boost your search relevance. So that's what like the Amazon Kendra is doing. And if I show that it's like a pretty easy, you can easily configure your index and also like the data sources, and the search results, the search page is like quickly up and ready for your testing. But when it comes to the enterprise, it's like more powerful, and it's bringing like a different search experience, and also like it's uh, it's tapping like the full potential of the enterprise search powered by the machine learning. So I'm going to give the overview of the Amazon Kendra. Here, Amazon Kendra, we have this the Kendra service, and the other thing in the bottom you can see like the multiple data sources. For example, like from the web, or in the S3 folder or database, or you have like a Salesforce connection or like SharePoint online. So there are like multiple connectors where you can connect with the different data sources. And with the deep learning capabilities, and also like how you are boosting your relevance, that would be like a input for your Kendra, right? So that's a major factor that's behind in this Kendra service. And on the other end, the green part of this diagram, so that's where like the customers or your users interacting with this Kendra service. So we have this search bar, that from the search bar you can like integrate that search into website or like any mobile applications, or even like a chat bot. So whenever user typing in a question using their natural language, so that natural language capability is like that natural language query is searched into this Canva index and bring that accurate result, right? So the accurate result may be like it may be coming from the FAQ, or it is finding the correct answer from that document, and also like it may be some of that some of the questions from FAQ, or like some of the feedback that's coming from that search service. So this is how like the overview of this Kendra. So it's like a easy step process, right? One is you are creating an index, and other thing is like you are connecting all your data sources to create that centralized index. And the search result. So whenever user is searching, then that search is like bringing that data, bringing that answer to that index. So that's a three-step process. Today I'm going to demo. One is how to create an index, and the second step is how we are going to add data sources, and the third step is how we can test and deploy. So I will quickly switch my screen, and I will show how we can do this step. Okay, so here is our Amazon portal, and in this one I have already created an index here, AWS Kendra demo. So here you can create an index. I will try to create a new index to see how that goes. So the three step in this index is like you need to provide an index name. Then the second thing is like the description. You can provide like the description optional, and you need to choose an IAM role. The IAM role has like the Amazon Kendra access, and finally you can use like the encryption. You can use like a AWS uh, KMS managed encryption key, and finally you can click next and review the details to create an index. So here I'm going to choose my existing IAM role and click the next. So in the next, we are having these provisioning details. The provisioning details, the Kendra is coming as like a two type of provision. One is developer edition, and the second thing is enterprise edition. So the developer edition, they are having like a limited access. It may not be used in production. It has like a 10,000 documents and support up to like a 4,000 queries per day, and it would run only in like one availability zone. But when it comes to the enterprise, it's having like a more documents and all like more queries per day, and it may run like up to 3 availability zones. And also you can add like the more capacity to this Amazon Kendra. One is the query specified capacity, and other thing is like the storage specified capacity. So whenever you are having like a more and more documents, then you can add only like the storage specified capacity, and you can just like skip the query based capacity, right? But in case like your business is having more and more searches that's coming from the user, then you can add like the query based capacity for your editions, right? So you can make the request to that AWS support, and you can increase this capacity for your Cantor service. For right now, like we can create like the developer edition one. Since I have already created, I'm going to skip that step. So I have this Amazon Canva index is ready. At least it would take 30 minutes. It says like 30 minutes, but it would take like at least 10 or 15 minutes uh, for creating this index, right? So once the index is created, you are having the other steps, like how we are going to add the data sources, right? So now I'm going to add the data source. So these are the available data source right now so far, but there are like a lot of data connectors that's going to come into this Amazon Kendra service sooner, right? Uh, so right now, like we are having this relational database and S3 bucket, OneDrive, Salesforce Online, and ServiceNow, and also like the SharePoint. But there are like more connectors that's going to come, including Jira and the other services like the other enterprise data sources, right? Um, so if you have like a documents in S3 bucket, right now, like for this demo, I have added a couple of documents from Wikipedia, and also like a couple of documents I got from like a public domain, where it's having like this encyclopedia and like the space related information. But if you are having like the your enterprise based data, you can use that as for your like a demo example. Right now, for keeping it simple, I'm having like a couple of documents downloaded from Wikipedia, and also like a couple of documents I downloaded from public domain. um, Basically that has all the space related information. For example, today we are going to ask like okay, what is ISS, and what's the size of ISS, what's the duration the ISS like the mission goes. So that kind of like the space related question we are going to ask. So I have added that information in the S3 bucket. So you can just like click the S3 connector, and you can name the data source and provide the optional description if you want. And you can add the tags based on like your resource tagging like policy. And once you click next, it's asking like the data source location, and also like the metadata files. That is optional one. So you can just like browse this S3 bucket, and you can choose like the S3 bucket where your documents are uploaded. As I have already created this data source, I'm going to skip that one. um, so you can choose like the IAM role, similarly like how you are done on that index creation. And the final thing is, which is important when it comes to like syncing your data sources to the index. So they have this frequency drop down. So in the frequency, you can choose like either run on demand, or like every hour, daily, weekly, monthly, or like you can specify the custom intervals to sync your data source. um, so you can choose like either one of that and click next, and review your details and create the data source. So that would create your data source and also like sync your index there. I have already created this AWS S3 bucket connector, and the last sync status is succeeded, I have already synced my documents, sample documents or like a demo documents into the index, right? And the third option is like the FAQs. So you can upload like a very FAQ format in this format, like a question, answer, and the URL of the document. And they have provided the example here, like how do I connect to Wi-Fi, and they have the answer like go to your Wi-Fi settings and do these steps, right? And they have like optional document also, so that whenever we are asking the question, the answer and also the document to refer, that will also come as a search result. So you can add like the FAQ. If your enterprise has like a lot of FAQ data source, you can add that as like in this format CSV. So that would be added into the index. And not only from this data source, Amazon Kendra has a document API. So you can directly add the document to the index instead of using it in like one of the data source. So that is also one of the option where you can add a document directly to the index. And we have this the facet definition where you can configure your index fields, and like you can configure the fields like whether it is facetable or searchable or like a displayable, so you can add those details. So whenever you are doing like some search stuff, these fields that's coming as like a either searchable or like a displayable fields. For example, I need like a document for more than that's created only like last year, right? So that kind of field search also you can add for your index. And finally, once this index is created, I'm going to show the demo how that search is working, right? So they have this search console. So if you click the search console, they are having this test search console, having this search text box where you can enter your text query, and you can tune your relevancy also based on the search results, right? So now, based on the document I have uploaded, I'm going to ask few questions to this the search console. Since I said already before, it's everything is like the space related document. Um, so I'm going to ask like some space related document like when did we visit moon last? So you can see here, it's not only bring the document. I have lot of documents that's having like the moon. It's having like the if it is a keyword based search, you can see the keyword is the moon. Okay, with this one, I'm going to switch that to the chatbot integration. So that's our next demo. Um, how we are going to integrate this chatbot, how we are going to integrate this chatbot, the Amazon Kendra search into this Lex chatbot, right? So I'm going to show the demo of that. I have used AWS Amplify. So you can see here, I have this AWS Amplify, and I have added the Amplify backend capabilities, including the interactions. So this is where I have created this Lex chatbot, right? So this chatbot is nothing but it's a restaurants based chatbot. So this chatbot has a simple thing. It's going to take an order, right? So in that order, I have this parameter. So I'm just like collecting the slot, including like the food, what drink it is, and what is the pickup time, right? So I'm going to run this chatbot here. Okay, now the chat bot is open. Okay, now the chat bot is open. So um, we are going to order a food, right? For example, I'm saying like, okay, I would like to book a takeout order here, and the chatbot is says like, what do you want to order? Then I'm saying like, probably pizza. Then what drink? I'm saying like Coke. And when do you want to schedule this pickup? I'm saying like 8 p.m. today. Then it says like the order confirmed, and thank you, right? But let's say in this COVID situation, I'm having like a lot of questions around this order, like related to the safety measure the restaurant is taking, right? In that case, how going to handle is I have the document that's having this COVID related FAQ for the restaurant. So what it's going to do is whenever there is the fallback intent happen, then it's going to search that query in the Amazon Kendra and bring that search result back, right? Uh, for example, I am asking like, okay, how many customers in the establishment at one time? Then it's making the search result to the Amazon Kendra and it's bringing that answer like, okay, up to five, right? Um, and also like I can say like, okay, how much distance to maintain in the restaurant? Then it says like, okay, 6 feet you have to maintain the distance, right? Then I can say like, okay, then probably I would like to book a takeout order, right? Then it says like, what do you want to order? Then I can say like, okay, I need pizza and chicken wings. Then what drink? I'm saying like a Coke. Then I'm saying like, okay, 7 p.m. today I'm picking it up. Then order confirm, thank you. So you can see like how we are integrating the AWS Kendra into this chatbot, right? So whenever the fallback intent happens, if the fallback intent happens, it's making the search to the Amazon Kendra and bring that search results from the FAQ documents and bring that search result back. So I can show that uh, demo here also. Oh, sorry. So here I'm saying like, okay, how much distance to maintain? So this is the answer we got in our chatbot also, 6 feet. So this 6 feet is the answer we got in the chatbot here. So you can see like that's how this the chatbot integration also happening. I will upload the code into my GitHub source code, and probably you can take a look at that integration and see how that looks like, right? And finally, um, back to the slides. And finally, a thanks for everyone coming and joining. I know we have some intermittent network issue. I will take a look at that one. And our next webinar is on next Monday, machine learning webinar series. As part of this machine learning webinar series, I'm going to discuss the Kubeflow and how we can set up these machine learning based pipelines using Kubernetes. Till then, see you soon.